Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you subscribe to my channel already, you'll be thinking, oh, this is a bit different to what Alex normally does. Well, reason being, I've got two passions in my life. One is photography and second is old Jaguars. So, well, excuse me, I'm in a car wash at the minute, getting the old girl washed. I don't want to put it in the lockup with bare chip all over it, basically. It'll ruin the paintwork. Anyway, follow me along with this one. It's going to be going into storage today, and it's basically, this one is part one, where it's preparation for going into storage. I've only got a council lockup, so I've got to take the bumpers off for it to fit in there. So. But anyway, follow me along for this one, guys. This is part one of the big cat going into storage. Well, a little bit of history then, guys, with the XJ series. The first model was released in 1968 with Series 1. You had a couple of the Series 1, 2 and 3, and they all look very similar, but yeah, it's always been this beautiful looking car. You can't deny that at all, you know. It is a beautiful looking car. They did change it towards the 80s, you know, but it still had that beautiful face, you know, with the twin headlights. You know, they did change it. I think it was in early 1990s, or it could have been the 80s. I could be wrong, but that was the X340 where they decided to lose the twin headlights and give it that. It wasn't a great look, you know. They lost the twin headlights and give them square headlights. But they decided to bring it back for the X300, which is a very similar kind of shape and look to the one I have, which is the X308. But the X308 is a little bit longer. But anyway, guys, you know, it is a beautiful car. They've always been beautiful cars. They did kind of keep the look towards the end, which the later model after mine was the X358, I think it is. But it has also got the kind of look what when Ford took it over and they released the X-Type. You know, so they squinted the headlights, but even though it's still a beautiful car, the XJ nowadays, and it has the last of the XJs, and it just looks too modern. Me personally, I think all modern cars look the same. They've all got that same kind of look. Jaguar were planning on bringing another XJ after this one, but they've put it on the shelf. They've stopped it because I think it's from 2025. Jaguar is going to all electric. So they pretty much scrapped the XJ, but yeah, this one, I think this one is the last of the, excuse me for saying this, but the sexy looking models, you know. And it's quite nice where I drive around and well, when she was on the road, and you know, I'd still get people turning their heads, even young kids. I think I got stopped once by a young lad and saying, excuse me, you know, I love that car, you know, and that was a little kiddie. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, follow me along, and I'll give you a few bits. I mean, I must state, I'm not a mechanic. I'm all self-taught. I did leave school as a welder, but anything maybe you could give me sort of a couple of pointers along the road, and or maybe like you could learn from a few things, and But let me go, guys. Anyway, let's crack on and let's see what we can do with this one. Right, that's the bumper off thing, guys. It's quite an easy job. It's only 2 19mm bolts. As you can see, the bracket there, I did take the other bracket off, which you didn't really need to do. Yeah, I've had a couple of issues since I've had that. I had a fuel gun problem. Basically, if I show you over here. The filler cap. That gets covered in shit. That gets blocked, and when you have a heavy rainfall, it gets in the tank. So, anyway guys, if you've got one of these and you want to stick it in storage, yeah, I think all these council garages are the same, so the best thing to do is get a tape measure and check it out. Another problem I had, the AA couldn't work it out, and underneath this compartment underneath the air filter, the same the other side, that's where you got your coil packs. Had a coil pack go down. Yeah, the AA said it was completely something different. So I needed to borrow now a decent code reader to find out what it was. But yeah. Well, that's part one then, guys, of putting the big cat into storage. Now make sure you follow me along for part two, where we open up Pandora's box and take off the rear bumper and see exactly what we're dealing with. Now I know there's a fair bit of welding. It's got a couple of holes in the rear quarter, and it's also had a bit of a dink in its past, but we'll look into that one in part two. But if you want to follow me along on this one, then make sure you give it the thumbs up and just subscribe and all that. Follow me along and we're still in this beautiful old Jaguar. Anyway guys, that will do me for this one, and I will see you on the next. Alright guys, see you later. Ta-da.